4 Achilles tears, 1 NBA playoffs. The league has a crisis it refuses to admit exists. Donte DiVincenzo is done. Torn Achilles, Game 4, season over, career potentially altered forever. And here's what nobody is saying loud enough. He's the 4th significant player to go down with a catastrophic lower body injury in the same playoff window. Jason Tatum, Tyrese Haliburton, Damian Lillard, now DiVincenzo. That's not a coincidence. That's a pattern. And by the end of this video, you're going to find out the one piece of information the league desperately does not want trending right now. But first, we need to talk about the assumption everyone is getting completely wrong. The popular take is that load management failed these players, that if teams had rested their stars more during the 82-game regular season grind, none of this happens. Sounds logical, feels right, it's almost entirely false. Tatum averaged 34.9 minutes per game this regular season, down from 36.1 the year before. Haliburton played just 60 games. The Indiana Pacers were one of the most aggressive load management teams in the entire Eastern Conference. Lillard played 58 regular season games. These weren't overworked athletes who ran out of gas. They were managed, monitored, and still destroyed. So, if it's not the minutes, what is it? Let's go chronological because the timeline here is brutal. Damian Lillard, one of the toughest guards the league has ever produced, a player who prided himself on durability, goes down in the playoffs. Then Haliburton, the engine of Indiana's entire offensive identity, clutch performer, the guy who hit the shot that made the whole country watch, gone. Then Tatum, the face of the Boston Celtics franchise, a player worth a maximum contract extension, a player the league was marketing as its next cornerstone, Achilles. And now DiVincenzo, whose injury doesn't carry the same superstar weight, but whose timing sends the message louder than anything else could. This isn't targeting stars, this is targeting the postseason itself. Here's where it gets legitimately uncomfortable. The Achilles tendon doesn't just snap randomly. Sports science is clear on this. The injury spikes when athletes face a specific combination of factors. Accumulated fatigue in a tendon over months, followed by explosive bursts at peak intensity after a period of reduced load. That last part, read it again. After a period of reduced load. You know what creates a period of reduced load followed by peak explosive intensity? A playoff schedule that spaces games out further than a regular season grind. You know what else creates it? Aggressive load management that keeps players fresh enough to push maximum effort when games actually matter. The body isn't fooled by rest. The tendon stores stress differently than muscle tissue. You can feel fresh and still be structurally compromised. And the cruel irony is that the rest itself may be part of what's making these injuries worse, not better. Now here's the other thread with the promise to pull. The new ball. The NBA quietly adjusted ball specifications leading into this season. Multiple players raised concerns publicly during the preseason. LeBron James mentioned it. Several veterans referenced grip inconsistency during media availability windows. The league downplayed it. The official position was that any variation was within approved tolerances. But here's the detail nobody has connected properly yet. Altered grip and surface tension on the ball changes how players plant, pivot, and push off during drives. Micro adjustments in footwork at game speed made hundreds of times per game, compounding across months. And Achilles injuries are almost exclusively triggered by that exact movement pattern. A hard plant, an explosive push. A moment where the tendon takes the full force of the body's momentum. We are not saying the ball is definitively responsible. What we are saying is that the league has not ruled it out, has not studied it publicly, and has not answered for it directly. That silence matters. What we know with certainty is this. The NBA playoffs are now being shaped not just by coaching adjustments or three-point shooting variants, but by which roster can survive the physical attrition. The Cleveland Cavaliers are watching this. The Oklahoma City Thunder are watching this. Every team still standing is doing injury calculus in real time, managing their stars with one eye on the scoreboard and one eye on the training room, and hoping they're not next. Tatum's Achilles tear happened during a moment of ordinary playoff basketball. No hard foul, no awkward landing. He planted and pushed like he had 1,000 times before, and his season ended in 2 seconds. And that's what makes this genuinely terrifying. There was no warning. There is no reliable prevention protocol. And there is no guarantee it stops here. The NBA will point to improved sports medicine. They'll cite advances in recovery and imaging technology. They'll talk about player wellness initiatives and partnership programs with training specialists. All of it is real. None of it stopped 4 catastrophic Achilles injuries in a single postseason. So here's what you need to sit with. The league is generating record revenue. The playoffs are pulling massive viewership numbers. The product has never been more globally marketed. And simultaneously, the athletes powering that product are breaking down at a rate that would trigger congressional investigation in any other professional industry. We told you there was one piece of information the league doesn't want trending. Here it is. Internal injury data across professional basketball shows Achilles rupture rates have climbed every single season since the COVID bubble year. Not dramatically, not in a way that becomes a headline easily, gradually, consistently, year over year. The league has had this data, the Players Association has had this data, and the conversation has never once been made public in a meaningful way. Now you decide. Is the NBA's load management revolution secretly accelerating Achilles injuries? Is the new ball a cover story they'll never investigate honestly? And are the Celtics, Pacers, and Bucks the last teams to suffer, or just the first ones you heard about?